If you guys are proud Marylanders, you've definitely heard of an Orange Crush before. It originated in Harborsides in Ocean City and quickly became one of the most beloved drinks in Maryland. There's truly nothing like an Orange Crush at Camden Yards on a hot day, but if you're anything like me, you enjoy a drink at home once in a while. But have you ever tried to replicate a food or drink from a restaurant and just got really disappointed because it didn't turn out the way you hoped? I know I have. And although Orange Crushes are pretty simple to make, most people don't know how to make them correctly. So that's what I'm here to show you today. I work at Looney's Pub, and we have a pretty uniform recipe for Orange Crush in most restaurants in the Maryland area. So I'm going to be using our recipe today. I'll also show you how to make a non-alcoholic version of Orange Crush. There's 4 steps to make a good Orange Crush. First, you need the correct equipment. Then you need all the ingredients. Then you need to correctly construct the Orange Crush with the right measurements. And then step 4 is to garnish and enjoy. So the most important component of Orange Crush is the fresh squeezed orange juice. And of course you need a tool to get that juice. So we have a couple different tools you can use right here. This is a manual orange crusher, commercial grade. This is an automatic orange crusher, which I'm going to be using today. And this is another manual one that is the easiest to find. Then you need something to measure the alcohol. I have pour tops on my alcohol. If you know how to use these, you can of course use these, but the best way is to use a measurement glass. This is a shot glass with the ounces marked. You definitely need to know your ounces, your measurements. Then you need to have a pint glass. This is a 16-ounce pint glass. It's what we use to make our Orange Crushes. I would suggest using 16-ounce because if your glass is too big, then your drink will be too weak because you have too much orange juice and Sprite and ice, and it will water it down. If you have a glass that's too small, then the drink will be too strong, of course, but you can always modify the recipe to your glass size. Then you need a cup that fits over whatever glass you're using so you can shake it. Whatever just fits on top so you can create a nice seal. Then you need a knife and a cutting board. These oranges have pretty thick skin, so I definitely recommend using a cutting board and a sharp knife because if you don't have one, then it's pretty easy to cut yourself or slip, especially on a slippery surface like this. It would be really easy for the knife to slip, so just make sure you have a nice surface for that. And then with all of your equipment, it has to be clean before you use it and after. So all of this was wiped down, sanitized, and then after I'm done, we're going to wipe it down too. You need to make sure you always have clean equipment because you could get sick if there's anything on it, especially with a cutting board, you know, E. coli and stuff like that. So after you get your equipment ready, you're going to need all your ingredients. We have orange vodka. I'm using Smirnoff today because it's just what I had, but any orange vodka will do. It's mostly the same. It all tastes the same. Same thing with triple sec, which is an orange liqueur. Anything you find in the liquor store will work perfectly fine. Then you'll need some Sprite or whatever lemon lime soda you can find. It's ideal that it comes from a fountain, but obviously you don't have a fountain at your house, so a can or bottle would do. You also need ice. And then for your non-alcoholic version, you're going to need orange Red Bull. You're going to replace the 3 ounces of alcohol with 3 ounces of Red Bull when you make your virgin Orange Crush. Once you have all your ingredients and your equipment, you're going to put everything together. I'm going to start out with my pint glass, and we're going to juice the orange right into here. I don't use ice because it waters down the drink way too much, so we're just gonna.
On the bottom. No, the metal.
Okay. So we don't use ice because it will water down the drink, and then by the time you're done putting it together, it'll just not taste that good. So we're gonna do this, and I also use this as kind of a measuring tool to know how much orange juice you're getting. You can kind of eyeball it if you've made them before, but if not, I would say about 2 to 2.5 ounces of fresh orange juice for the Orange Crush if you want to measure it. but you really don't have to. It doesn't have to be super exact. And you're just gonna squeeze the orange and rotate, make sure you get all the juice out of it. So this is about what it's gonna look like. Again, it's 2 to 2.5 ounces. Then you're gonna measure your vodka. You're gonna wanna do 2 ounces of vodka. Again, if you know how to use a pour top, you can do that. But I'm just gonna pour it into here to show you. Gonna add that right in there. Then your triple sec will be 1 ounce. The triple sec is more to complement the vodka and the drink. You don't want to overpower the drink, so you're gonna always use half the triple sec that you do of vodka, no matter what glass size or whatever you're using. Then you're gonna add your ice. You're gonna fill the cup all the way up with ice. And then we're gonna shake it. We shake it before we add the Sprite, or if you're doing the non-alcoholic version, before you put the Red Bull in, because shaking things like that, it just takes the carbonation away and then you're gonna have a flat crush. So important that you wait until afterwards. You're just gonna top it off, garnish with an orange, and then you're all done. Cheers.